boy lives at the bottom of a cave. He has no name that matters, no memories, no understanding of where he is or how long he has been there. The darkness is total, the silence is permanent. He exists in a void beneath a structure so vast that the people inside it have forgotten there is anything below. And then a girl climbs down into the dark. She brings light, she brings language. She tells him about the stars, objects he has never seen, concepts he cannot verify, points of light in a sky he has never been beneath. She gives him a reason to exist. She's the only person he has ever known. And one day she leaves. She enters the tower above, and the boy, with no combat ability, no understanding of the world, no plan, beyond the single desperate need to find her again, tears open the door and follows. This is Tower of God, and I need you to understand something before we begin. The boy will find her, and what she does when he does will destroy him. Welcome back to the Manhwa Recap Vault. Tower of God is not merely one of the most popular manhwa ever created. It is the series that defined the tower climbing genre. The original, the blueprint, the work that every vertical progression story published after 2010 exists in the shadow of. SIU began serializing it on Natfa Webtoon in June 2010. It has accumulated over 650 chapters across 3 parts, billions of views worldwide, 2 anime seasons on Crunchyroll, and a world-building architecture so dense that entire wikis struggle to catalog it. Today, we are covering part 1 only. 78 chapters, the floor of tests, a self-contained arc with a beginning, a middle, and an ending that has haunted readers for over 15 years. Let us begin. His name is 25th Bam. The name translates to 25th night, the night he was born, or found, or appeared in the cave beneath the tower. He does not know which. His earliest memories are darkness and stone and the slow passage of time without any mechanism to measure it. Rachel changed that. She was the one who came to him. She told him stories. She described the sky above the tower, the sky she longed to see. She spoke about the stars the way a prisoner speaks about freedom, with a reverence that made the concept sacred regardless of whether she had ever experienced it herself. To Bam, Rachel was not merely a companion. She was the entirety of his world. Before her, he had nothing. And with her, he had everything a person can have, when everything is exactly one person. When Rachel announced she was entering the tower, Bam begged her not to go. And she went anyway. And Bam, who had never made a decision more complicated than whether to sleep or stay awake, made the most consequential choice in the tower's history. He opened the door himself. This matters. In the tower's rigid hierarchy, there are regulars, individuals selected and invited to climb by the Headon, the tower's guardian, and there are irregulars, those who enter uninvited, who force open the gate through sheer will or circumstance. Irregulars are not bound by the same rules. They do not need contracts with the tower's guardians to control Shinsu, the divine energy that permeates every floor. They can do things that should be impossible, and the tower's ruling powers, King Jihad, the 10 great families, the rankers who administer the floors, fear irregulars above all else, because only an irregular can kill the king. Bam does not know any of this. He is not entering the tower to overthrow a monarchy or challenge the established order. He is entering because the girl he loves walked through a door and he cannot exist on the other side of it without her. The simplicity of his motivation is what makes the story work. The tower is a place of ambition. Everyone inside it wants something: power, status, revenge, freedom, and wealth. Bam wants one person, and the tower does not know what to do with that. Headon greets Bam on the first floor. The guardian is ancient, unsettling, and speaks with the casual authority of a being who has watched thousands of climbers enter the tower and has forgotten most of them. He sets Bam a test: pop a black ball suspended inside a cage. The obstacle between Bam and the ball is a white steel eel, a creature designed to kill regulars far more experienced than a boy who has never held a weapon. The test is rigged. This challenge belongs on the 20th floor, not the first. Headon is testing something specific, though what exactly remains unclear. Cruelty or curiosity. With Headon, the distinction barely exists. What Bam does not know is that Rachel was here before him. She stood in this same room, she was offered the same test, and she refused it. She looked at the eel in the cage and decided that the risk was too great. Headon then offered her a deal. one whose terms will only become clear at the end of Part 1. Bam is saved by an unexpected intervention. Hayuri Jihad, a high ranker, a princess of Jihad, and one of the most powerful beings in the tower, descends to the first floor after hearing that an irregular has entered. She is brash, curious, and immediately annoyed by Headon's obvious manipulation. She lends Bam the Black March, one of the legendary 13-month series weapons, an ignition needle of extraordinary power that Bam, by every reasonable assessment, should not be able to use. He uses it. He lets the eel swallow him and stabs it from the inside, and when the bull proves tougher than expected, he ignites the Black March, a feat that requires the weapon's cooperation, which it grants because, impossibly, it takes a liking to him. The ball shatters, and Bam is transported to the second floor. Yuri is furious. The Black March was not supposed to ignite for anyone but her. Bam has already begun breaking rules he does not know exists. The second floor is where climbers are forged or broken. It is called the floor of tests, and every test is designed to evaluate not just strength but strategy, cooperation, and the willingness to sacrifice. Bam arrives in chaos. The first event, Awakens Hell, is a free-for-all elimination. Survive and you qualify for the formal testing. Die and you are never worthy of the tower's attention. It is here that Bam meets the two people who will define his journey through Part 1. Khun Aguero Agnes is a son of the Khun family, one of the 10 great families that rule the tower. He is brilliant, manipulative, and utterly cynical. He was expelled from his family after his sister failed to become a princess of Jihad, and he carries that rejection like a blade he has not yet decided whom to use on. He speaks in half-truths. He plans 3 moves ahead, and he trusts no one. And yet, within minutes of meeting Bam, something shifts. Bam is so transparently sincere, so devoid of ulterior motive that Khun's carefully constructed cynicism has nothing to grip. The boy is not playing a game, he's looking for a girl. That is his entire agenda. And Khun, who has spent his life surrounded by people whose agendas had agendas, does not know how to process someone who simply means what he says. Rak Wraithraiser is the third member. He is enormous, a reptilian warrior of the Wraithraiser species who hunts for sport and calls everyone turtle because his race recognizes only 2 categories of life, Wraithraisers and prey. He is loud, proud, aggressive, and utterly without subtlety. He wants to fight strong things. Bam is carrying a weapon that radiates power, and Rak wants to hunt him. The 3 of them form a team, not out of friendship but out of necessity. The tests require groups of 3. Khun needs allies he can outthink, and Rak needs opponents worth pursuing. Bam needs people full stop. He has never had companions before. The concept is new to him in a way that is difficult to overstate. The boy from the cave is learning in real time what it means to have people beside him. The tests escalate. The crown game pits teams against each other for the right to wear a crown and advance. But the catch is that whoever wears the crown must remain seated on the throne. Leave the throne and your team loses. Bam spots Rachel among the participants. When she is attacked in the final round, he abandons the throne without hesitation, forfeiting the game to protect her. In doing so, he releases an unconscious burst of Shinsu so powerful, it destroys the crown itself. The administrators take notice. This boy should not be able to do what he just did. Position training follows. Regulars are assigned specialized roles: fisherman, light bearer, spear bearer, scout, wave controller. And Bam is placed as a wave controller, a Shinsu specialist. His aptitude is immediate and unsettling. Techniques that take other regulars weeks to grasp, Bam replicates in hours. He is not talented in the ordinary sense. He absorbs ability like water filling a vessel, passively, naturally, as though the skill was already inside him and simply needed to be named. This terrifies a regular named Ho. Ho climbed the tower for the same reason many do, to gain the strength he lacked when everyone he loved was killed. He trained for years. He sacrificed everything, and now he watches a boy with no training, no experience, no understanding of what any of this costs, surpass him effortlessly. Ho's resentment festers. A mysterious letter, later revealed to be planted by Khun as part of the calculated manipulation, pushes Ho toward violence. During the hide-and-seek test, Ho takes Rachel hostage, holding a knife to her throat and demanding that Bam face the ranker examiner Quant alone. In the confrontation, Bam copies Quant's Shinsu immobilization technique perfectly, a move he witnessed once and reproduced on instinct, and freezes Ho in place. Ho, broken and outmatched, stabs himself. He dies in front of Bam. His last words are that they were never friends, and that he hated him. It is the first death Bam witnesses up close. The boy from the cave who entered the tower knowing nothing about violence or loss now understands both, and Rachel, caught in the chaos, is injured. Her legs are damaged, and she can no longer walk. The final test of the second floor is administered not by the examiners but by the floor guardian itself, an entity so powerful that even the rankers defy to its authority. The test is conducted underwater, inside Shinsu bubbles. Teams must navigate a submerged environment, avoid a creature called the Bull, and capture net dolphins. Bam's role is simple: protect Rachel. She cannot move. She sits inside the bubble while Bam guards her from the Bull's attacks. It is the role he was born for. Not born in the literal sense, but born in the sense that everything about Bam, everything he is and everything he has done since entering the tower, has been in service of this one person. Protecting her is not a test condition. It is his identity. He fights the Bull. It is enormous, vicious, and relentless. Bam is outmatched in every physical aspect, but he does not retreat, does not calculate, does not weigh the strategic value of survival against the cost of engagement. He fights because Rachel is behind him, and nothing in the tower or beneath it will reach her while he is still breathing. He kills the Bull, and then Rachel stands up. The girl who cannot walk, the girl whose legs were destroyed in the hide-and-seek incident, she rises from the floor of the bubble, walks to where Bam is recovering from the fight, and pushes him out. Sorry, Bam. Here, you need to die. He falls, out of the bubble into the dark water. The boy who crawled out of the cave to find the one person who mattered to him is pushed back into the void by the same person. The expression on his face is not anger. It is not even shock. It is the total incomprehension of someone whose entire model of reality has just been invalidated. Rachel's legs were never truly destroyed. Her inability to walk was a performance, part of a deal she struck with the Headon on the first floor. Headon told her she could climb the tower, but the price was Bam's life. She had to kill him, not because Headon needed Bam dead. The politics behind that demand run far deeper than Part 1 reveals, but because Headon wanted to know if she would do it, and she did it. When Rachel emerges from the water, she tells Bam's friends that he died protecting her from the Bull. Rak demands to know where Bam is. Khun stares at her with an expression the audience cannot yet fully read. The other regulars, people who fought beside Bam, who were changed by his presence, who watched a boy with no ambition beyond love somehow become the most important person on the floor, rally around Rachel. They promise to help her climb the tower in Bam's memory. The cruelty is total. Rachel does not merely kill Bam, she inherits his legacy. The people who loved him now serve her. The boy who entered the tower for one person is erased by that person and replaced with a lie. But Bam does not die. At the bottom of the Guardian's test, in a dark place that mirrors the cave where his life began, a guide named Hwarian finds him. She extends her hand. She tells him she can lead him up the tower to find what he desires. A red beam of light descends and Bam takes her hand. He is transported to the third floor and he is alive. But the boy who entered the tower is gone. What remains is something harder, something forged in the specific fire of being betrayed by the only person you ever loved. When he reappears, 5 years later at the start of Part 2, he is no longer called 25th Bam. He is Jew Viol Grace, a slayer candidate for the FUG, the tower's most dangerous criminal organization. The gentle boy who wanted nothing but to find Rachel has become a weapon, being aimed at King Jihad himself. Part 1 of Tower of God is 78 chapters. It is a complete story. A boy enters a world he does not understand, finds kindness and cruelty in equal measure, and is destroyed by the person he trusted most. It is also the foundation for a narrative that spans over 650 chapters across 3 parts, 2 anime seasons, and a mythology so intricate that readers are still mapping its connections 16 years later. SIU built this. One person, drawing and writing weekly since 2010 through multiple hiatuses forced by health issues that would have ended most careers. The tower he constructed is not just a setting, it is one of the most ambitious fictional architectures in the medium. A world where power has hierarchy, where politics have consequences, where the rules are consistent enough to reward careful readers and complex enough to surprise them. And all of it rests on the simplest possible emotional foundation. A boy loved a girl, and she threw him away. That is part 1. The floor of tests, the arc that launched an empire. Tower of God is available on Webtoon. The manhwa has been running since 2010 with over 650 chapters across 3 parts. The anime adaptation has 2 seasons streaming on Crunchyroll. Season 1 covering Part 1 and Season 2 covering the return of the prince and workshop battle arcs from Part 2. What I have covered today is the prologue to something enormous. The tower has over 130 floors. The politics of the 10 great families, the mystery of King Jahad's contract with the Guardians, the true nature of the Irregulars, the identity of the Fantaminen, the role of the Enryu, the revolution that FUG is building. All of it unfolds across Part 2 and Part 3 with a scope that makes this opening arc look like a single step on an infinite staircase. If this recap held your attention, subscribe, because Manhwa Recap Vault covers the stories that define the genre, and Tower of God is where this genre began. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next recap.